opt to do.
Yeah.
We are getting closer to draft, and there we are, straight away, Zach once again.
They just don't want to see that Zach, but as you mentioned, Team Jordan going to be staying on that blue side. Team Oman going to get the counter pick at the end. Now, are we going to blitz through these bands once more? Who do you think is that Zach player that they don't want to see? Do you think it's WK Master or do you think it's S+?
You'd have to assume that it's WK Master.
Okay, okay. Well, Silas is going to be respect band there as well. We also have, yeah, pretty much the exact same bands as what we saw from Game 1. So copy and paste. It looks like there's not going to be the Kindred band just yet, but do Team Oman respect ban it right now, or are they happy to play around it? Have to play that mini game yet again? No, Nico seems to be one that they don't want to burst in mid. So Invincible not going to get his mitts on that one, but where do Team Jordan go, and is it Kindred straight away?
Yeah, Nico very much has been the go-to ban of the Road to Asia games. If there was any champion that was banned more than it, I would be very surprised. I think we've only seen one game of Nico so far. And it has very much been the talk of the town. A little bit of a change-up in approach this time around. Kindred was on offer, could have chosen it there for Team Jordan, but have prioritized the Aphelios as well, which is definitely in the wheelhouse there for Casper. Picked it up on day one, did okay with it. So now we get to see whether or not Oman will change up their draft. This was where they basically slammed the Samira Nautilus, and it could actually end up being Zyra Khan. We've seen that from them so far already. Don't necessarily need to lock in the Zyra right here if you want to maybe prioritize a early jungle pick. It's unlikely, obviously, that Zyra would get picked up by Team Jordan if they've already got the Aphelios, but they do opt to take the Zyra Khan anyway and keep the rest of the lanes hidden. But it's a formidable bot lane. It's always been a formidable bot lane, and it's definitely something that you will be scared to play against in that laning phase. But
Scary indeed.
Quite eager to see what the support that's going to be matched with this Aphelios might end up being. Lulu is on offer, Yumi is on offer, Thresh
We'll take that.
is actually the choice, and that I don't know that we've seen too much here in the Road to Asia games. Not an awful pick actually into the Rakan. You can cancel his W with the E. So there's a little bit of a counterplay there. And also Thresh Aphelios is kind of like the OG Aphelios lane, isn't it? Keep that Aphelios safe. Just let him land it back out to safety. So lots of positives, I think, for Team Jordan so far.
Yeah, LeBlanc going to be locked into. That's a chunk of burst damage coming through in the AP department. So again, Team Jordan looking to just do a lot of damage in a little amount of time. But Kindred not locked in, so jungle pick not coming through just yet. However, it will be for Team Oman. They've got the big old Maokai, so a little bit more damage can be soaked up by him as opposed to what you saw from Wukong earlier. And less knock-ups, but of course that Nature's Grasp can be very influential at turning team fights at any given moment. With those roots as well, you can potentially... I'm looking at a lot of CC right now from Team Oman.
Yeah, definitely, that is the case. Good front to back from them so far.
Yeah.
And not a bad selection into what Team Jordan is looking like they're angling towards. It looks like it's going to be a little bit more of a dive-oriented team here with the LeBlanc coming through. And as we've mentioned a couple of times, Zaya does like to play backwards, get that Featherstorm down. So Team Jordan do draft a composition that wants to go forwards. They're kind of playing into the hands of Oman a little bit there. Kindred and Gwen do get banned away. Malphite gone as well. Just not wanting to have to deal with anyone getting on top of that Aphelios a little too easily. Lyssandra's also removed. So we don't want to see a Lysandra into that LeBlanc pickup, it seems like.
Okay. Well, let's see where they go from here in the second phase of picks. Looks like we are going to see Sion sent up top. So, chance for a counter to come through, but as you mentioned, Gwen's gone, so Sion should have an easier time surviving, especially through the laning phase. So what are we going to see Team Jordan angle for here? 10 seconds to discuss it. Jungle, they go, is that a Hecarim?
That is a Hecarim.
Okay. So Hecarim, something that I don't think we've seen at all yet.
Yeah,
this tournament.
No, I mean, like I said, it sort of leans towards that dive-oriented gameplay that we have started to get from this draft of Team Jordan. We're looking for the top laner still, so just to counteract that, Sion very much in the wheelhouse for S+, and it's going to end up being Jace, who also can be quite happy to just jump in there and get in on top of his opponents. So you do have to be making a lot of solid positioning decisions here as Team Oman. If they make those kinds of mistakes, they will be in a bit of trouble. You can see it rounded out by a Cassiopeia in mid. It's very different styles in the draft from both of these teams. Very much a front to back, we like to run backwards kind of a team composition. We don't need to run at you. We're happy for you to run at us. From Team Oman there with the Cassiopeia in particular, alongside that Xayah. And then Team Jordan, they want to be on the front foot. They want to be leading from the front with the Hecarim, with the LeBlanc jumping in, and the Jace as well to follow suit with that. And then you kind of leave the Thresh and the Aphelios to their own devices.
Yeah. Potential for a lot of damage to come through. I really enjoy the comp coming through from Team Jordan there. I love the breath of fresh air that is going to be the Hecarim. I don't think it's the most meta pick right now, but I'm sure that we're going to see it work regardless. Team Oman, yes, they've got a solid front to back overall, and I'm keen to see what kind of damage they can do. Hopefully those team fights go better from the start of the game, but yeah, just the range, just the damage that can be pumped out from Team Jordan is going to be insane indeed. I'm a little bit worried about the front line, so it's just going to be in and out, just trying to pump as much damage as possible. They've got decent TC with the Thresh, and a little bit coming from your Hecarim, but other than that, there's not a lot on the table.
Certainly much heavier on the crowd control there from Oman, and again, it's sort of, it is kind of in line with the previous drafts that we did see. Team Jordan, they like to take those skirmishes maybe a little bit more so than the straight up 5-on-5 team fights, and there was definitely a point in that last game where Oman was able to get their composition working. And I think if they get to the mid-game and they're even, they do have a really good opportunity to put that composition to work once again here against Team Jordan. So let's just see how they go early on in the game. Bot was certainly a big talking point last game. They have drafted once again a very strong bot side, right? Samira, Nautilus, and then Xayah Rakan for Team Oman. Those are, I want to win lane.
Yeah.
Bot lane comps.
Look,
so
I want to see people win in lane. I want to see some fun, and that's what we might be getting right here. Jundat looking for a deep ward, or at least trying to bait that one out. Omani, can he stand? Can he deliver? Ward going to be placed straight in the red buff pit, and that is going to be that. Looks like it's going to be answered with 1. 2 ticks taken. Will anyone go for the trinket to get rid of it? Doesn't look like it just yet.
yeah, always good to see
Oh, it is.
where
Okay.
your opposing jungler is.
Jundat goes and grabs one. So could get rid of that ward. Get himself a little bit of XP if he wants. In a moment, though.
Yep. Looks like it is going to be the Maokai starting at the Raptor camp rather than the red buff. I wonder what that timer on the ward actually is. Because if that ward disappears... Nah, he's going to get there before the ward disappears, so never mind.
Well, bot to top clear coming out from the Hecarim. Over on the other side, Maokai going top to bot. Start on the Raptors, deciding to walk around the red buff.
Yeah.
To just dodge that vision. They were fully aware it was there.
That's what I was trying to get to. I thought that there would be a world where maybe that ward would die before he got to the red buff, but instead he's going to just let it die before he gets there.
Yeah.
Just to try to keep Team Jordan in the dark as to where the enemy jungler is, which is not a bad strategy. It does force the bot lane to be a little bit safer if they're not aware, but ultimately that ward still exists on the red buff as he gets there, so they do just get a fleeting bit of vision of him on the top side of the map. So all that effort for nothing. Zero already finding the advantage just up in the top lane. To be expected, range into melee matchup at level 1 is always going to be a little bit difficult for the Sion there. So he just gives some ground, and well, we are seeing that gank head into the top side of the map. Zero just completely ignoring the fact that the Maokai could be top.
Walking on up. Zero. Is he going to be safe here? I don't know. Flashes away. Creates the space he needs to. Jundat making his way across. So Zero, he played a risky game, but he's going to walk away.
Yeah, gets away with his life in the end. Does cost him his flash. Can't afford to play as aggressively anymore. Does have a ward in the tri-push, but once again, he's been chased down here by Plus, and you don't get away without flash now.
He didn't learn the first time, and won't be able to answer with anything. So first blood going over to WK Master there on the Maokai. Should accelerate him, making his way to that level 6 power spike.
Yeah, that's a little bit tilting for Zero. You just sort of expect the jungler to walk off. You want them to respect the 1v1, but that's not how this game works. And WK Master is able to punish Zero for his complacency, maybe his laziness.
Yeah.
And in the end, first blood does go over to Oman. Especially in a Jason to Sion matchup, you don't want to be getting behind because it's one of those matchups where eventually that Sion's just going to become unkillable. And this further accelerates that. So where does Jundat look to find his early advantages, or does he just want to try to play the farm game to level 6? Not a bad shout when you're on the Hecarim. Does have fast clears, does have healthy clears as well because of the W. Gets an invade off here as well. Should be set of Raptor camps to him for free. I think we'll probably just see Jundat focusing on hitting level 6 before we really see him around the map too much. But Hecarim, a very strong level 6 ganking jungler. Get that ultimate in, get the boot from the E, and try to make an impact, I'd say, hopefully down in the bot side of the map.
Ooh, Butcher going for a fish there. Won't quite connect. We're going to see them go on to Casper. Just get a little chunk there. Jank happy to fall away. But make things look dangerous. WK Master going to be coming in the meanwhile, but he's walked over Vision, so Butcher and Casper happy to sit here. Looks like they might attempt to dive. WK Master is in position to make it happen, but that's a nice hook. Butcher might be baited out here. WK Master going to try to turn the tides and just focus that attention away. Jundat, in the meanwhile, going to start to walk his way across. Easy E quite low.
Ghost.
Doesn't have a lot of mana to play with. Uses it all there to try and lock down Butcher, and in comes the Ghost just in the nick of time. But is he going to be able to get the stun away? Will forces WK Master further away now, and Casper won't have the range. Shield coming through, thanks for the Rakan. And Team Oman will survive.
Yeah, just need a little bit more discipline there from Jundat to run behind him, knock him back into his team, but maybe thought that there might be a flash or a knock-up or something that would stop him or prevent him from doing that, so opted to just get that big chunk of damage in instead. And unfortunately for Team Jordan, it wasn't quite enough. Jundat hasn't been given the time to hit level 6 just yet either. Was he level 6, he would have, I think, pretty much wiped that bot lane, but in the end, Oman get away for free. Bit of an awkward fight down there in the end, but all good. And now a big exchange in mid. Invincible tries to pick the pace up as they hit level 6, but Omani 1v9 is all over this.
Okay. Let's see if he's going to be able to get away. Of course, doesn't have that ult online. You can see Jundat trying to chase him down now, and he will. Big kill coming through just to help out Invincible in mid.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Omani 1v9 does have the flash available, so just opting not to use it, I guess. No TP here either is going to mean a loss of a wave in mid. It'll go over to WK Master. Let's have a look at the replay. See whether there was the angle for the flash. The flash is here. The flash is there the whole time. But just maybe not expecting that damage through from the Hecarim. Not sure.
Okay. Easy E, Jank, Casper, Butcher. See how they navigate this one. Looks like it is just going to be that roam down into the bush, into the river, warding the tri-bush too, and looks like there's been no pings from Team Jordan, so they aren't fully aware that that vision has come through, nor do they care. They're just looking to freeze this wave, farm up as much as they can, play the poke game, try to get some more damage onto Jank there. But a pretty slow early game considering it was around now when we started to see a lot of that action happen in game 1. WK Master going to be walking on in, and we might see action right here, right now. Zero going to flash away, so has to use it on cooldown and down towards bot at the same time. There's the action we were talking about. Easy E surviving, but Jank certainly isn't.
Yeah, not good to be getting behind in lane when you're a Xayah Rakan combo. They tried to force something by the looks of things. We'll have to catch it on the replay, and we'll see how that Thresh may have had an impact on it. Whether it was a hook or a flay that kind of got Jank stuck under the tower there. Zero really under pressure under this tower, but looks to be able to get away okay. Plus is also 1 HP, so just kind of has to give that chase up. WK Master not going to dive it solo. Slow lead building across the map right now for Team Jordan, and what's scary as well is that Hecarim has got himself a couple of kills, so the tip of the spear, so to speak, I'd say, for Team Jordan here. Hecarim does want to be that first one in the fight. Here's the replay, I assume of bot, but actually is of mid. Onslaught of Shadows is, well, just a bit too good of an engage tool. Makes it straight past the Cassiopeia ultimate. And Jundat now on cooldown, but as soon as that Hecarim ultimate is back online, you'll see him wanting to get involved in the fight very early once again.
Well, back to a little slower approach. Jundat hovering mid, thinking maybe they can go onto Omani again. And there's going to be the route, but of course it is quite under the tower, so Jundat just decides to stay away, but will bait this one out. Omani might have overextended, forces that flash out, and that's a small victory for Jundat. He's popped Ghost, he wants to get straight on top of him. And it looks like Omani won't be able to escape, man, too slow to deal with the Hecarim. Spin to win. Jundat makes it happen.
Yeah, Ghost in the long term is always going to outscale the flash. Here comes WK Master. Not a great lantern in the end there from Butcher. Does leave Casper quite stuck, but still, it's going to be a trade 1-for-1. And you'll take that in the 3-on-2 every day of the week. Casper does get sent quickly back to base. Will lose a little bit of CS, but overall not a bad result for him. And now that top lane starting to become a little bit of a problem here. Plus does ulti straight in on top of the Jace. Will get that finishing blow. Should be able to survive here as well. Jundat just not healthy enough to dive yet. Hecarim is deceptively squishy. He's another one of those deceptively squishy champions because he does like to build AD.
I found that out the hard way multiple times.
Yep.
Well, I was like, oh, he's pretty tanky, isn't he? But I just watched the pros play him, and I'm not pro.
Yep.
That's yep, common knowledge. Well, 1.4k gold gap to Team Jordan now. After a few things go their way. At least S Plus is able to answer with one, but it looks like the Mountain Drake is going to be taken by Team Oman. So focusing on these Drakes, it is 10 minutes in. So not the earliest attempt at the Drake, but they know exactly where Jundat is, where Zero was, and they're happy to find another advantage off the back of it. So they should be able to get a little bit tankier later on. Next Drake will be in the Infernal one. So high prio for both teams to try and get that to scale on later into the game.
Certainly. Trinity Force has been picked up here by Jundat. Big power spike actually across the board for Team Jordan. Trinity Force and Static Shiv. Kraken Slayer as well.
Of course, of course.
So 3 items completed for Team Jordan. Still so far none on the behalf of Oman.
Invincible as well. In a 20 CS gap right now. And getting very close to finishing that cull. We're going to go sell it and maybe get another little power spike.
Yeah, not the first time that we've seen the CS lead in mid. And I say that's only going to compound as well now that the Static Shiv has been picked up. Yeah.
That's something. WK Master struggling to keep up. He has certainly been a bit more involved in the ganks, but in terms of that CS department, he is falling heavily behind Jundat. That, of course, as the Hecarim can really farm up those camps that can be abused by the AoE.
Yeah, he gets through the jungle pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And he's been getting through these lanes pretty quickly as well. Already on the 3 kills, 97 farm, looking very strong on that Hecarim. He's going to turn his attention bot side. Has got Onslaught of Shadows off cooldown. Wave's not really in a position to facilitate a very strong fight down here in bot for Team Jordan. So just going to take his liberties with the Krugs instead.
Looks like they're just looking to push. They might hang around for a little too long though. Jank here clearing with Easy E. He's had a pretty solid laning phase. Has the CS advantage just barely. And has that 1 kill in the back pocket. And should be able to keep up with Casper for now. Difference is Casper's got that 1 item. Easy E needs to back and try to find his. But might not have the money just yet. Cull. 5 stacks left to go through on that one. And in comes Jundat, lane ganking up a Storm. There's a lot of shadows for the ready. Are they going to dive?
They don't need to dive, Mac. They're actually more than happy to let this reset happen because then they can just pop the Rift Herald down straight away.
Yeah.
Or just send it back to base.
He's thinking about it.
Hanging around, surely.
There it is. Just chunking away at the minions, allowing the push to come through that a little bit faster. You want the wave to take that focus from the turret before the Herald does, so the Herald doesn't go down too fast. And when it comes, looks like Team Oman are going to be able to regain their lane for the moment. They realise that things are dangerous. They've got no vision in their jungle, so they just fall away in case it was that dive angle. And it could be the whole turret bound gear Butcher starting to fall away. Team Oman, they want to fight this as well. WK Master, he's got that Nature's Grasp online. And in it comes. Is it going to be able to catch them though? Jundat quite fast. Butcher is just going to be able to sidestep, and it comes in too late.
Yep. Yeah, Zero definitely having some troubles up in this top lane though. Now that the armor items have been completed, you've got Plated Steel Cap and Sunfire Cape there for plus. I did say at a certain point in this lane, the Scion just becomes unkillable for the Jace, and that has occurred.
Yeah.
There isn't really much recourse for Zero. He's just trying to hold on to his tower as long as he can and let the game be won through the rest of the map for Team Jordan. So top, kind of a non-factor for Team Jordan, but for Oman, it is still a pressure point that they can try to poke and see if they can find any advantages.
Well, that's it, right? It feels like things are turning back to normal. We've seen a lot of top focus, mid focus through some of these other games. Jank going to be able to get that knock up onto Invincible, but it's not going to find anything off the back of it. Jundat trying to run away. Focusing in Easy E, but he just doesn't have the damage. That's going to be the bounty taken as well. 400 gold as well as the kill reward. And that is great to go straight onto your ADC.
Yeah, very much the same kind of thing as we saw in Game 1, isn't it, right? Oman getting behind early, then some of the advantages start to swing back in their direction as they do get given some picks here and there. Team Jordan still in the lead by about 3k gold, but it's not as if there aren't some win conditions for Oman. 2-0 and 0 Xayah for Easy E has finished off the Stormrazor. Looking pretty solid. Plus up in that top lane. Also quite the threat. You leave him alone long enough, he's inevitably going to get a tower. Even if you have Zero here sitting on him, he's probably going to get the tower at some point. Just look at how little damage this Jace is doing. He's getting off multiple spell rotations, and Plus is just walking away from him. Does not care in the slightest. He's going to look for the reset here as well. Does have TP to get back to lane if he needs it. But with Dragon spawning, maybe that'll be where he heads.
TP comes through. See that Team Oman are putting high priority, taking this Infernal Drake. Jundat behind Onslaught of Shadows online and can run across the wall at any given point, can jump straight into the thick of things, but he's running over to mid instead. Wants to take the tower, happy to give up the Drake for that one. And you can see in the meanwhile, it's going to be 2 towers for the Drake, so Oman just not there to defend at all. And there goes another, so every T1 falling simultaneously.
Yeah, not a bad decision to be quite honest from Team Jordan. Second Dragon goes over to Oman, but Team Jordan take a lot of map control for it. And a fair bit of gold starting to flow back into their pockets once again. Got a couple of members floating around the map at the moment, not doing a whole lot. Reset coming through from the Rakan. Zero keeping a couple of members pulled up toward the top side of the map. You wouldn't want to see him go for the fight here. A little bit of poke is fine.
Well, Zero doing what he can. That tower gold certainly helping him out. Get a bit more CS. If he can shove that a little bit further now. And was relevant for a while, but if he can scale on into the late game, he can certainly chunk some damage from afar, gets that Eclipse online, which he didn't have a couple of minutes ago. Team Oman.
Man, just look at how quickly that Static Shiv clears the wave. Very difficult for Oman to win in the side lanes when that exists. But Plus is more than happy to just go match that. And it might not be the worst of shouts actually to have the LeBlanc matching the Scion instead. Not really much kill potential onto the LeBlanc. Does have TP available as well. Jace is going to be heading back up into the top side of the map, and And another advantage leaning to Team Jordan as Rift Herald is taken. 2 minutes away from the Baron spawning. That's where this game really starts to get opened up. And Invincible trying to cause issues. See how he can get out of this one.
Next grass, flash away. Invincible. He's got enough tools, but is he'll just jump back. And I don't know, it's just going to be this great escape attempt. A lot of the resources already used over towards the top side, and Marnie going to be able to shut down, jump that again. And Zero now going to be in trouble as well. We'll be able to flash away, but should have the helping hand of the Lantern, Butcher, saving his teammate. And in the meanwhile, Invincible still running around. He's running low on those resources. You can see he will have the blast cone to try and escape away, and he's just happy to pop the Scryers back, reset, and maybe come back with the little bit of a buffed inventory.
Oh, Zero once again going to be getting caught.
Has he done it? Why is he doing it?
Fancy footwork though, dodges the W. So just walks out of there scot-free. That was really chill. Not even concerned.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Team Jordan certainly playing a risky game over and over in multiple lanes, but some of which are somehow able to escape. You look at this and you think there's no world where Zero should survive there. But Omani just gets baited to go towards the top side of the lane, and it allows the flash out.
Yep. Yeah, Team Jordan not making it easy for themselves, giving up a few of these picks all over the place. Could have been a much cleaner game. Rift Herald is about to time out for Jundat, so he'll want to be using that shortly. I think that was the idea up in top. You can see Invincible's actually able to do a little bit more damage to Plus than what Zero did, just because of the itemization. So, much better to have the LeBlanc matching the Scion. TP comes through, but Scion is out of there. All good.
It's too quick.
Are they on the Baron? There's a lot of pings on the Baron right now.
They're there. They're starting it. WK Master, Easy E trying to snatch this one away. Omani as well. And everyone was spotted at vods, so it's not a bad shout. Jundat, however,
50-50.
has a very good chance at flipping it with the Onslaught of Shadows. Can just run across the wall, fear out everyone, get a smite for free. It's just all down to the timing. In comes the TP S+, just base tanking everything, trying to zone him away. WK Master going to be able to go on in. Smite was a little early, but they still secure it regardless. S+ will give his life for the cause, and the rest of Team Oman are trying to run away. This is the true great escape. Now Zero looking to poke him down, looking to try and find anyone. There is going to be vision for them to see him. T2 could be enough, and Omani as well. Going to invest the ult to try to allow them to escape. Will they do it in time? Looks like Jundat not going to find anyone over towards the brush there, and they should be able to escape. WK Master, what's he got for us? He's living for long enough, dodges the hook, which is the key piece to the puzzle. A T2 will go down in the meantime, but Team Oman have Baron buff on almost everyone. Yeah, 2 T2s actually go down. Oman, I don't know if it ends up being worth it. We'll see what they can do with the Baron buff. Zero in trouble is going to be lanterned out to safety by Butcher. That's the issue, right? They are going for these neutral objectives, but they're not getting the lane prior.
They're not getting the value out of them, though. That's
yeah,
exactly
they're not
what
getting the value. They don't have the lane prior to set up for those objectives. So you see, when things go wrong, that T2 at top shouldn't have fallen because the lane should have been pushed further. But they're playing a risky game, and here comes another Drake with bad lane prior all across the map. So we'll see if it's going to be worth it. It is, of course, going to put them on stall point. They want everything. They do have Smite online, so we'll see if they're going to be able to make it happen. In comes the TP, in comes the flip. It is going to be the red team to secure it. And what do we have here? 5v5. Is it a handshake? Yeah, in the end, Omani TPing back in there did stop Jordan from overcommitting to that fight. But Herald's
as you mentioned,
down mid.
the lane priority is definitely there.
So things are certainly difficult. We are going to see the Onslaught of Shadows used now. Omani in trouble, and he won't be able to get away. In the meanwhile, there is going to be that charge on the mid turret. Inhib turret down, and the Inhib open for the taking. Jank going to be running down Invincible now. But the man's got fast feet. The man's a little bit too scary, and he will be able to lantern over to Butcher now. Looks like focus going to be put towards the bot lane for Team Jordan. Again, they're going to be going all in. Big damage. Casper just farming up Team Oman and going golden. Ain't going to help you today. You're looking bronze. You're sitting in third place there. And S+2, he's just trying to find anything here in the zombie form. This game's done. Yeah, well, I mean, look, Oman have been holding on as much as they can, but they've just been giving up too many advantages in the macro sense.
They have fought okay. Some of these decisions have not necessarily resulted in bad exchanges, but ultimately, slowly but surely, Team Jordan have found the big wins they needed. That's one inhib down. Invincible will get a second.
And will be able to sneak his way away. Little route onto WK Master, who respects Invincible, lets him waltz off, uses the Hex Gate to try and find him, but will just ultimately take that red buff instead. So you can see Team Jordan, they were aware that their health wasn't the greatest, so didn't want to try to go to the end just yet. Happy with 2 inhibs, happy to play the long game.
Yeah, definitely. You're stoked with 2 inhibs. But there is a bit of a timer on at the moment for Team Jordan. They do want to make sure that they finish this in the next 5 minutes or so. Otherwise, obviously, Dragon Soul is going to start to come into play. We're going to start talking about Elders and flips like that. And,
yeah,
you know, there are still some possibilities open to Oman. But it's definitely looking like it should be Team Jordan to finish it off in the next 5 minutes, right? They, as you said, have got those 2 inhibs down. Now they can just turn their attention towards the top side of the map. They might even be able to find a pick onto Plus here if they can block him from escaping. Jundat tried to.
He's too fast.
Well, he can be disabled if you stand in front of him.
Okay.
But know what he did.
Ghost
They're
up too.
really chasing him.
Yeah, they really want him. Saying, mate, get out of our territory. This is our land. But S Plus says, you know what? You can't catch me.
I don't know about that one, Chief. Invincible is a pretty mobile champion. And so Plus, at some point, is going to have to run into a tower. Invincible will catch him. Ghost has ticked over. It's taken a long time to get that kill. And in the meanwhile, there is an exchange on the other side of the map. But
there he is. He's gone down in the zombie form and will inevitably fall here.
Where do we go from here as Team Jordan?
Honestly, that 1-for-1 with 0 falling, you probably favour that for Team Oman. In the meanwhile, he's just drawn a lot of attention from Team Jordan to chase him down like that. And we'll buy some time for this top lane to not quite be pushed up. But will he respawn in time? 20 seconds. Team Jordan can definitely get some value out of this one. And here is what we missed in the bottom.
Yeah, Zero not having a great time. Unfortunately, kind of has been the punching bag for Team Jordan this game. Seems to be really the only champion that they can actually kill on a consistent basis. And so he's kind of just having to keep the attention of Oman as much as possible and allowing the rest of the team to do the dirty work for him. TP up into the top lane, but there's no wave here, so they're not really going to be able to do too much. In the meanwhile, Invincible down in bot is just shoving that wave in alongside the super creeps, kind of extrapolating the problems for Oman. Pounding upon them, certainly. They're going to have to force something soon. They have to try to make something happen. Jank tries to get in there.
Yeah, they're going for it. All in on this one. WK Master trying to make it happen, but it looks like it is going to be a pick going across. So 0 falling. Now it's going to be this man advantage for Team Oman right now. They've got the numbers, but not for bloody long because Casper has the damage. Jundat just trying to fear him away, trying to escape. Omani slowly but surely falling. In the meanwhile, Easy E pumping out the damage. Butcher now, he's going to be last alive, but he'll be found as well, and it ends up working out for Team Oman.
Yeah, a bit of an awkward team fight for them. We did just see Zero get blown up, isolated away in that fight, and taken down. Great exhaust as well, came through onto Jank. Just as Casper tries to really ramp into that fight, he gets copped with an exhaust, and all that damage that you're expecting to come through from your Aphelios gets cut essentially in half. Jundat waited a long time as well to use the Onslaught of Shadows. Didn't use it to save Zero. It wasn't a bad ulti in the end. It connected onto all 4 members, but at that stage, it seemed like Team Jordan had kind of run out of steam. And this is what I was saying, Mac, right? Where if they don't finish soon, Dragon Soul does start to come into play. Oman are going to head straight in that direction. There's no contest at all from Team Jordan, so they're going to take the gamble that if they give this Dragon Soul over and trade it for a Baron, that's going to be more advantageous for them. But of course, they would have to get the Baron. It looks like they will. There's no information for Oman at all.
Yeah, they have no idea that this one's happening, except the fact that, where are they? They're not on the map. Where can they be? We know Zero's not there. But either way, it is free. It is a buff. And it might be the beginning of the end now. It's pushing in that top wave, mid wave, and bot wave not too far away either. Just naturally going with the super minions. And that might just be, she wrote, Invincible playing a dangerous game, but the fancy footwork that allows him to be slippery as ever. Shoving in the mid wave. hoping that they can get this top inhibit tower.
Yeah, you still want to be a little bit wary here if you're Team Jordan. Throwing this fight away could be disastrous for their chances in the game. Hextech Soul obviously in play now for Oman. Maybe that will help them out a little bit. But inhibs come back up, and the first port of call is going to be trying to defend these inhibitors against the Baron buff Team Jordan, who are splitting the map quite nicely, keeping Oman running all over the place. Oman just desperately wants to take a fight, but they can't see the angle right now, and slowly but surely, those inhibitors are getting whittled away again. Mid-inhib down below half, Invincible getting a few autos in there for free. Backs away, knows there's time. Another free auto in. And of course the Baroned up Siege Creep as well, doing a lot of damage. So
yeah, Easy
inevitably that inhib is going to drop.
Easy forced to use that Featherstorm as well to survive. Just gets chunked down too low, and he knows if he falls, then he's gone. But without that tool to get out of jail free, he is just that much easier to pick here. But of course, still the source of so much damage for Team Oman. He has to play at the back. He has to play around S+. That's exactly what he's going to try to do. Is going to be able to find Zero. He should go down here, but he doesn't want to overextend. Knows that Invincible could potentially blow him up at any given moment. And it is going to be Jank to go right on in now. Zero going to be raided back. Thinks he's dead. The WK Master will secure it. And
Easy E under pressure.
done that. He's trying to come in to slow this one down. It looks like that might just be that. WK Master, not a lot that he can do. He can only soak so much damage. And in the meanwhile, the rest of Team Oman, they're just worried about the base. They're just trying to clear out the waves while they have a moment. But there goes every inhib, there goes every structure. The only things that stand between Team Jordan and a win are these Nexus turrets. Jank, Omani, plus what are they going to be able to do to try to slow this one down? The wave clear is just not good enough without Easy E here. And it looks like it is just going to be 1,000 paper cuts finishing this one off. S+ trying his darndest. Jank just has no health. And look, even though S+ is unstoppable, he's just ultimately trying to be a distraction to elongate this game, but I don't think he's going to be able to. Omani going golden, there goes the other tower, and the Nexus is falling very quickly. 30 minutes on the dot, this game is done.
Yeah, pretty much took the same amount of time in game one, but that